Well, hello guys and gals, and welcome to a brand new episode.
It's about time.
Today we are going to do a just simple oil change.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
On the 2022 SSR SR300S. Yes, maybe you do own this bike and you're kind of curious.
Right.
Well, I'm going to show you what you need and how easy truly it is just to change the oil. No need to pay for a mechanic, and yeah, let's dive into it.
Can you dig it?
Okay guys and gals, what we're going to do is, again, like I said, we're going to focus on an oil change. Very simply, just a couple things you're actually going to need to do it. Now, right off the bat, being that it's the SSR, guess what? You're going to be able to use a kickstand, so you don't need to mess with the trick stand of taking this, putting a little bit more forward, pulling it back. You can just use the kickstand. But before we dive into that, all the parts you're going to need: whopping 17 millimeter, a 8 millimeter, some type of extension. I have other ones: gloves, oil, clean rag, something to put the oil in, a little bit of extra, and a flathead.
Wouldn't possibly be any dumber.
So let's go ahead and dive into getting it started. So let's get this thing out of the way. There you go. And I did forget, actually, you need to have a wrench. So, yep, messed up on that part. One of the things that I like to personally do first is actually get it to breathe, and all you need is just to unscrew the top part. So when you do the actual drain cap, air will flow the oil just a little bit faster out. But again, make sure if you are technically out in the desert, you know, you want to be a little bit careful with that one. Okay, extension, grab the little oil can. Okay, now, fun part about this bike in particular is, and if you can see it, I'm gonna try getting it right there. This is the 18 or 17 mil, that's your drain plug right there. And I like how, again, this little plate, they made it so it's not necessarily in the way. So when you drains, it actually is very clear of any type of main debris or anything of that nature. So, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And of course I'm on righty. Let's go loosey. Yep, there you go. I hate just getting it every which way. Let's see. Now, this is the part that every dirt biker kind of dreads, is seeing how much debris or what's in it. Now, right off the bat, oh, I don't like seeing that. But again, this is kind of a new bike, so maybe there's, you know, maybe there's a little bit more that was needed. I don't know. Plugs is, these actually have, they're magnetized. See how they have like the metal flakes right there? Hopefully. But again, the oil itself, actually, you can kind of see it on paper. That's not really dirty at all. It's really not that dirty. So let's go ahead and drain it, and then I got to show you one thing now. After draining, you got to do now a couple more steps. I'm freaking out. Now that the oil's been drained out, go ahead, lean it a little bit more upright. You'll see that there's more is still coming out. The more and more you kind of rock the bike back and forth, just get everything kind of out as much as you can. But here's the trigger. Here's the part about 4-strokes that's a little bit different than most people would actually think. They also have filters. The filters is, again, part of the aspect. Now it's right here. Let's see if I can get it better with the DJI. But this right here is a filter, and that is a filter that holds the actual engine to the frame. So don't mess with that. But these two are actually filters, and I'll show you what I mean. So 10 millimeter, or sorry, it's not 10 millimeter, 8, should be 8, yeah, 8 millimeter. So again, lefty loosey, do these there and here. Here is the oil filter that's in here. Now again, needle nose, I did forget to add that. Let's grab some needle nose. All right, so grab this filter, that little washer. And just be careful, again, pulling it out. A lot of times, they actually come out pretty easy. I don't know why this guy's being kind of a booger. A lot of you guys and gals might not have this tool. I have this tool, but just again, it's a little plier thing, and you just basically pull on it. And there you go, more crud. And this is again when you kind of inspect, kind of see what's going on with the block, look at it. Now, there's this filter, and there is another one, but you want to make sure you don't just wipe it off like I'm doing. Right now, I'm not really seeing much. That's kind of making it as then more the bike is that wear and tear issue. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now let's grab the 18, or sorry, 17. Good Lord, I am just bad with today with numbers. Grab the 18, 17, jeez. Oh, wow. Okay, this one's on tighter than I thought. Oh, jeez. Finally went. This filter is actually not that big. But again, as you can clearly see, it dumps even more oil out. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much in this category. And here, there is another filter in here. So maybe I would recommend go ahead and get a tool like this. Okay. Then again, you look at it, kind of inspect it. They look like they're actually kind of universal both ways. So even if you did choose to put it in like that, it's not going to affect it. But anyways, guys and gals, these are the filters. So you have one in the front, one in the back. This obviously goes in like this with the back ring that way, and then this is the front. So these, you pull them out to get all of it, but if you can clearly see, there's lots of debris still kind of in this. This again is just trapping and protecting your motor. So what you want to do is clean these out. Now, in my opinion, the best bet is to use parts cleaner. So it's kind of like carburetor cleaner, but not like brakes, but that's what I use. So I'll show you that in a second. Come out and just, again, just lightly clean it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just want to get the crud off. And again, I use just Super Tech parts cleaner, all purpose, kind of does the job. It's not like it's been. Now, if you notice, I mean, look at the difference. If you guys can see. See, now you can actually see through it. Much, much, much cleaner. And we want that clean, you know. Okay, now this is where the rags do come in. I'm just checking it again one more time. Okay, so being that now the engine has been completely drained, still, you got still more crud in there. See? But I like to try to get as much as I can out. I mean, all of it, as much as you possibly can. So I'm leaning it over a little bit, you know. Hercules, a little bit of a workout. Yeah, baby. Especially with this heavy bike. Pushing up 238, baby. Yeah, do reps of that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Obviously, there's going to be some residuals in the meantime. but get all the crud as much as you can out. I would recommend not to spray any of that cleaner inside the block. There is absolutely no reason for that whatsoever. So do not do that. Recommend, don't do that. And then the other thing I like to do is, now that most of the oil is pretty much done, clean off that. Put the screw back on. No need to tighten just yet. You will in a second. Again, this is my opinion. It's not like I'm a professional mechanic and or, you know, this is what I do for a living. But I've just been successful with this, doing it this way, and I've only had one motor blow up on me, and that was via a 2-stroke, and it was a very old Honda 125. And if anybody knows anything about Hondas, yeah, Hondas, they're good, but they definitely have their own they have their own little issues, and especially when they're old 125. We're talking, that was a 19, how old was the bike? I think it was 1990, maybe like a 91, maybe. I think it was 91 Honda. So the smaller filter, put that back. Never cross thread. If they're not going in easily, that means that they're not in right. So never, ever, ever cross thread. Take the 17 millimeter off. Let's put the 8 millimeter back on. Okay, and then we take back 17, put it back on the drain plug, tighten her back up. Again, I don't have the proper tension spec of what's what. I just do it towards like I do with a car. You don't want to over tighten. There you go. Yes. You don't want to over tighten, you don't want to under tighten. So that's just me. Okay, let's now put oil back in. Okay, so I took my gloves off because now pretty much we're done with all oil stuff and all that. But okay, now putting the oil back in. Here's where it can kind of be somewhat entertaining, because again, the design, you could take off heat shield plate. That might be helpful, but again, what I've noticed is just easier just to get a longer funnel and put it in that way. Again, it is kind of a weird, cheaper design, but it is what it is, so whatever. Now I'm using full synthetic 4-stroke SAE 10W40. The reason why I'm using said oil is because this motor in particular does require 10W40, and I'm a fan on sometimes certain motors like Yamaha, they require certain oils. Being that this is a Chinese off-brand, I'm not going to say that this needs a specific type of oil, but again, regular oil changes are the trick. So that's what I recommend on that category. So automatically, I'm telling you guys and gals, it's going to take a solid quart. So, and being that it's this long of an angle, it takes a little bit of time. So fair warning, this is the part where I'm going to fast forward. So now you need to know, how do you know how much exactly does your engine require? Now I know that the SSR does have a specific, but again, you want to get those measurements ready and all that, that's fine. That's also why they have this little glass gauge here to really look at, to see what's what with your motor. Now you won't know until you put it back, but the cool thing about this bike is, again, with the filters, see when you lay it straight up, it starts going and going and going. But I'm going to show you a trick that's actually kind of cool, because right now we just put in a full, we just literally put in a full quart, but I know for a fact that this takes a little bit more than a quart. It's saying that it's as hot, this line would actually be you know, perfect, but look, notice how it's starting to go down further and further the more and more you hold it up. And that's because the oil is now starting to lightly be circulated inside the block itself. But one thing that I like to do personally is, and again, this is just my opinion, this is what I do, but because though you really don't know what's going on, it is best to start the motor for a second, get the oil kind of going, then check it again, and then add more oil as needed. So that's just me, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Hood cap back on. Me just doing it now. Look, there's like barely any oil in there right now. Be helpful to actually take that out too. There you go. So again, it's now just circulating. That's all I wanted it. Now kill that. Take you back off. Let's put you back. And now, as you can clearly see, we are completely empty. There you go. Okay. So let's do the same thing again. And that just right there is proof of the pudding how I'm not a professional. Okay, so just that little turn and there's no oil. So you guys and gals can clearly see now why I said it takes a little bit more. Now this is the part that kind of does sink. When you do start it up and you do that, just be careful with this guy. He heats up stupid quick. A good 1 3/4 of one. So I can see more's coming now. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with oil. Keep watching this little line to fill up and see, there it goes. Starting to head up, and now it's crystal clear. And then start her up again. Yep, needs a little bit more oil. See right there, I can already tell that it was definitely still way too light. Yeah! There is the filter. So, how do you get to said filter? Guys and gals, how do you get to it? How do you get to it? Well, you think first, make sure you turn the key off. Well, you'd first have to take this little hooky thing off, right? So this is the battery holder thing, whatever. So pop that guy off, right? This is the extra little breaker. How do you get to that filter? Oh, wait, oh, you need to take the whole thing off, don't you? I'm just trying to throw all these, and man, I have not cleaned the inside of this in some time. Wow. But look at this. And he's filthy. Nasty. So I'm gonna clean this, and just so you guys and gals know, I'm gonna clean it right now. Okay, so you guys can clearly see I now cleaned out the air box, definitely cleaned out the filter. Now I have to add oil to said filter, and yes, I cleaned this out via the gasoline way. I just find it easier and better, but it's nice and clean now. Good to go there. Wiped all these components off. Let me add the oil. I'll put everything back. And by the way, this is why it makes SSR can be kind of somewhat of a pain. I imagine if this got broke, this would be very hard to replace. So yeah, that's where some of the little things with SSR not being a Japanese brand, you might have some issues, but there you go. Anyways, let me add the oil and we'll put everything back. Added said oil back in, oil filter, or sorry, I oiled the filter and now I'm putting it all back in so you guys and gals can kind of see. That should be good, and filter, oil, we're good to go, ready for the next ride. Guys and gals, hope you enjoyed it. Hope that this was not too boring, made it entertaining, but again, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Help the small channel out. Leave a comment below and make fun of me, go ahead, I don't care. This is just all about having fun and enjoying dirt biking and some of the things you do need to know if you want to have a dirt bike. you should at least know how to change the oil and how to clean out the air filter. Other than that, thank you. Take care. See ya. Bye.